Good day, everyone. Today we'll be doing 11.2 on quadrilaterals. So, as we previously know, quadrilaterals are four-sided figures. Okay, so they are in fact actually plane figures. Okay, with four sides and four angles. Okay, so to put it plainly, all plane figures with four sides and four angles are known as quadrilaterals. Examples of quadrilaterals are, as shown, rectangle, parallelogram, square, rhombus, and trapezium. Okay. Now, looking at some of the properties of quadrilaterals in more detail now. Firstly, we'll look at trapezium. Okay. Trapezium has at least one pair of parallel sides. Okay. And in fact, that's the main criteria for trapezium. Okay. So trapezium is actually a four-sided figure with with a pair of parallel sides. So as shown in these three figures, these are three examples of how trapezium can be. Okay, moving on to the next one. We have a square. Okay, one of the most commonly used figures and one of those that we first learned of since young. Okay, so for a square, the sides has two pairs of parallel sides. Okay, the four sides are equal. Angles wise, it has four right angles. Its opposite angles are equal. The diagonals, okay, the lines in red above, the diagonals are equal, okay, are perpendicular to each other. So what this means is actually that for these two red lines that you see over here, okay, they are crisscrossing each other. For this particular point where we see that the diagonals are perpendicular to each other, this means that it is a right angle over here. Okay, so these parts over here are right angles. So these two parts are also right angles. So actually, they bisect each other. Okay, this is our next point. To iterate, bisect cut equally, yeah. Also bisects its interior angles. Okay, so these are some of the properties that we have learned for square. Okay, maybe I just draw this in a better manner. Okay, next what we have is a rhombus. So a rhombus is actually a little bit similar to a square in the sense that the four sides are equal as stated over here. But yet again, we differentiate the rhombus away from the square because it has, as you can see in the figure over here, it can actually be tilted to the side. So for a rhombus, the sides has two pairs of parallel sides. Four sides are equal. Its opposite angles are equal. Okay, the diagonals are perpendicular to each other. The diagonals bisect each other, and it also bisects its interior angles. Okay, so
Actually, you can see if you compare the top for square and also the bottom of the rhombus, actually they share quite a bit of
similar traits. Okay, moving on to the next figure, something that we are also quite familiar with, rectangles. So rectangles, the sides has two pairs of parallel sides. Opposite sides are equal. Angles has four right angles. Its opposite angles are equal. Diagonals are equal. And the diagonals also bisect each other. Okay, moving on to parallelogram. For parallelogram, it has two pairs of parallel sides. Opposite sides are equal. Its opposite angles are equal. And the diagonals bisect each other. Okay, now for a kite, okay, how do you draw it? Okay, based on some of the understandings that you have known previously about how a kite is, and also you can read up on the sides and diagonals. Okay, we'll give you a bit of time to draw it first. Okay, after that, I will proceed to show one. Okay, so right here I have an example of a kite. Okay, take note to see whether or not the diagram that I have over here is similar to it's kind of similar to what you have actually drawn. Okay, take note, the sides has two pairs of equal adjacent sides. Okay, so it means that in this diagram, I have this side and this side that are there's actually a pair of equal adjacent sides, and on the other side, I have this side and this side. There's actually the equal adjacent side. Okay, now the opposite sides may be parallel or may not be. Okay, the diagonals, okay, must cut each other at right angles. Please do the change over here. Okay, they must cut each other at right angles, and one diagonal will bisect the interior angles. Okay, okay, so with that, we have done a quick introduction of the key quadrilaterals that we commonly use. Okay, for the following examples, okay, please give it a try first. After that, I'll go through the questions in a while shortly. Okay,